energized about the game of basketball.
Yes! Woo!
Once you step off this, then that's it. It's done. By being involved in the game, feel very, very fortunate to still be around youth and learning and interacting with them.
Hey, it's a long game. Play every possession tough. Here we go.
I look back and, you know, my pathway has been incredible.
They don't break on us. You got me? You got me? You got me. Here we go. Hands in. Let's go.
Started with juniors, school boy teaching and girls basketball, and played, coached, went to China, went to Japan, went to the Philippines, was involved in the EASL, did the national program, Olympics, World Games again when you're in your 60s, over to Wollongong, then, you know, to the Kings. So I've had constant change. I really feel that has really helped with the energy.
Come on, stay together!
Put that in a bucket of things that you love to hear. He's won just about everything in the game, but Brian Goorjian wants to keep going. I love it.
No, and for me, when you watch him speak, we all started this game because we love it. We love basketball, we love being around it, and to be Goorjian, what he's been through and how long he's been doing it, all you can feel in his speech, how much he loves the game.
Yeah, there's no question he'll coach for another 30 years. I have no doubt about it. Because an NBL without Brian Goorjian, well, I'm not showing up. That guy is an outright legend, just the way he does. What about that going from the old to the new? How good was that? And he hasn't even changed the way he's... You got it? I love it.
So coming into this one, Jace, what's on his whiteboard?
Well, it's going to be a big one for them, but I think the first thing they need to do is win the first 6 minutes. It's a big game for Tassie coming up. They've got some injuries, they've had some sickness. They need to win the first 6 minutes and set what they're about, and they've been doing that recently. They need to rebound and run. They need to control the glass, get the ball to KD early, get the ball to the other guys and get out and run, and then their effort areas. It sounds simple, but in a game against Tassie, can you win the little effort areas? Can you win the 1%ers? If you can do that for a whole game, Sydney should win this basketball game.
Yeah, that's some really good points, Jason, and very similar. When I look at the Scott Roth and the whiteboard, for me, slow the game down. You want to get in a half-court set with these guys. You don't want to play with pace against the Sydney Kings. You won't last the 40 minutes. The next one, crash the offensive glass. It's one of the Achilles heels, and you can give yourself second and third opportunities. And the last one, don't break down in D. This team is very good. When they get open looks or run, they're really good. Talk your defense up, get weak side help, and do what you got to do.
Very quickly, one word, who's winning?
Sydney Kings.
Sydney by 8.
Oh, there you go, you heard it here first. We can't wait for this one. The Sydney Kings taking on the Tassie JackJumpers here at Kudos Bank Arena. The energy is electric, and it starts now.
Finds the open man of a clutch Malawatch. Woo!
He knocks it down.
Woo-wee, that was nice.
The shot clock here for Bryce Hamilton. Now he's going to have to pull the trigger. Who pulls up, drills the triple. That's tough.
Davis, excitement machine.
Davis will take it all the way. The speed.
And we're back on level terms.
Campbell. Yes.
Tiger Campbell fires up.
Another matchup of playoff contenders in the Hungry Jacks NBL as Pride Round gets underway, and the fans rolling into Kudos Bank Arena to see the Kings and the JackJumpers stars, two of the leading scorers in the league, a Sixth Man of the Year contender, and a point guard in Tiger Campbell orchestrating things for Tasmania. It is the third place Kings and the sixth place JackJumpers on our Mitsubishi Motors ladder. It's always got a big game feel here at Kudos Bank Arena. It's wonderful to have you with us tonight for this game between two teams, one of them trying to cement their spot inside the top four, the other just trying to hang around in this playoff race. Sydney and Tassie, our game this evening. Joel Peterson alongside Jason Kadee, Brad Rosen, Joe Healy with you in commentary. And Jace, this one should be fun. No, it's a big game, and obviously coming off the back of Hoop Fest too. There's always, everyone's in Perth, a bit of a different thing this year where we were in the middle of the year. But for me, Tassie need to get a win to keep intact with that top six and stay in sixth spot. And Sydney,
they're staring down the barrel of the top two.
Well, the form side since the FIBA break, they're 9-2, the best team in the league since we went to the mid-season window, Brad, and they've been in some really good form.
They have, and I just agree exactly what Jason says. They just want to keep winning. Right now, they are a very good chance to get second. Yes, Adelaide and Southeast are very good, but you don't want that play-in. Go straight to the semi-finals. They're down on numbers here, the Kings, but it's the next man up, and they've been really good.
And their next man up is generally Courtney, who's been fantastic for them again. He's had plenty to say, which we love. The best part is, though, Jace, he backs it up on the court.
No, and he's been very good. And since he's come to Sydney, he's really taken ownership of that six-man role, and he's actually played more in the four since he's come to Sydney. And I just think he's really grown into one of those. We see him in the NBL, some elite three men that slide to the four in their careers, and they just become really great at the four, and his numbers back it up. And part of this run without Zaid, he becomes so critical to what they're doing, and I think he's done a great job.
Look, it's a very, very hard thing that when you pass the ball, you're going to take a shot. It's everyone in the arena and your teammates and the opposition know it. He just makes it look so easy. He is box office to watch. Hello, Leonard Copeland. He is out for you. This has just been brilliant. I love watching it.
I feel like Leonard's out for him as well. And that's
great.
The best part of the whole situation we find ourselves in. The other side of the coin, of course, the JackJumpers, who themselves have been in good form off the break, 6-5 through a really tough stretch in their schedule. But they lose Will Magnay at a point of the season where it's been busy. They haven't had a lot of practice time. So they've got to rejig things now, Brad, and try and find a solution. And Majuk Deng is going to have to be a part of that.
Majuk Deng has been brilliant, and I love this guy. Make no mistake, and I said this earlier, this guy could start in a number of the teams. This guy, when Will Magnay was out for the 2 games this year, and he's only been out for 2 so far, he had 26 and 10 in one game and 17 and 8 in the other. He can put the ball in the hole. What they lose on the defensive end, which is a lot, no question. This guy, I said 26 and 10, it's 26 and 11. He has been amazing. Look for him to step out tonight, and if he can get that 3-ball going, it's really going to affect the Kings.
Yep, and we know what he's capable of. 26 against the Wildcats earlier in the season as well. He gives them a real scoring punch, but his length and his versatility is really key to what they want to do as well. So a big challenge for the JackJumpers tonight, and a little bit of something different for us tonight as well along the way. Joe Healy can tell us more about that. Joe.
Exactly right, guys. Really happy to be here for this one. Obviously, some injuries for the Sydney Kings. No Delhi, no Xavier Cooks, no Hunter Goldrick, and obviously Bull Cole out for the season. But now that is out the way, it's all about the wholesome content. I absolutely love this story. Tyler Robertson is doing a gender reveal for his brother and his partner who are watching at home in Queensland. He's got a specific colour shoe on this evening, which hopefully we'll be able to see in just a moment. But as you can see there, congratulations, they are officially set to welcome a baby boy to the family. I've got goosebumps delivering that news. It is just the most special thing in the world. So congratulations to the family.
That is sick, Joe. Thank you for that. And as someone who's welcomed a young boy into the world in the last 6 months, a very, very cool time. So
Joe just got to reveal. She revealed it. That's awesome.
Isn't that just staggering? And it's a great bit of fun. We love the colour that they bring to proceedings, and there they are again. If you missed it, it is a boy, and Tyler Robertson very happily delivering that news, as well as Joe Healy on behalf of the Robertson family. So cool stuff indeed. Our starters for the Sydney Kings tonight, of course, no Xavier Cooks, as we mentioned. So Robertson, Galloway, McQuatch, Malawatch, Kendrick Davis and Tim Suarez get the start for Brian Gorgin's men. For Tassie, Majuk Deng steps into that starting lineup tonight, just the 3rd start of the season for him, alongside Hamilton, Marshall, Campbell and Josh Bannon. Another factor in this one, gentlemen, is that Tassie has beaten them 3 times this season from 3 games. Well and truly had the wood over them. Matchup-wise, why do you think that is, Jace?
Well, we witnessed a classic here some time ago now where they pipped it. Sydney controlled the whole game until basically the last 10 seconds. But sometimes in this league, you just have a team you play well against. And so sometimes it just goes your way. But tonight, for me, it's a different story with who's in and who's out.
Well, ironically, that one where Marshall hit the winner, as that's what you're talking about, that's when the Sydney Kings turned it around, and certainly Xavier Cooks did. So they are a different team now. We're in for a good one.
Indeed they are. They've won their past 3. They are 16 and 9, not 8 and 4 on the season here. Tassie 12 and 14. They are in the box seat for the 6th spot, but they need every one they can get. Michael Aylan just not getting enough air under the jump ball. was better. Well, tip wasn't as decisive, and we are underway. Late change to our referees tonight. No Nico Fernandez. So Michael Aylan, James Boyer and Travis Stewart controlling things in green this evening. And the Jack Jumpers get a look. No Will Magnay out for the rest of the season with that toe injury. So what can they find in terms of a solution to try and replace something that Will Magnay can give them? It's going to be hard. The most important player in their team, Tiger Campbell, just walks down the lane to start.
Perfect start. Exactly what Tasmania wanted. Galloway allowed him the penetration, which you really want to try and stop for him, but good finish.
Kendrick Davis hasn't had his best form against Tassie so far this season, and Nick Marshall gets the assignment. He's been doing a really good job recently, Jace, as some of these head-to-head matchups with lead guards of opposition teams, as Davis misses his first shot.
I spoke to the coaching staff before, and they've been wrapped with how they've been able to give Nick... Green takes a hard fall. But they've been wrapped with how they've been able to give him tasks, and he just goes out and gets it done. And they say things like, hey, don't jump on this. And he just... Oh no, this looks really, really serious.
Yeah.
The trainer's been very
in his head. I think his teammates were sort of thinking he just... Oh, and he's just gone down at an awkward angle there and hit his head on the way down. So just some real concern here for Majuk Deng. Scott Roth's over there as well.
You see Doc Dalton here. That's the Sydney Kings doctor. He's been around for many, many years with the Boomers as well. He's a fabulous doctor. He will obviously take very good care there, but there's certainly concerns. They're holding the head now.
Talk about the last thing that a team needs.
Yeah.
That is in the first 50 seconds. Majuk Deng has gone down. Scott Roth, the grimace on that face. He said before the game, when I chatted to him, that they've got a number of injuries that they're working through internally at the moment. I noticed that Deng, Bannon, Drimmick and Archie Woodhill all warmed up separate to the team.
Yeah.
So looked like a bit of a lighter load for them, and that's not good news for Majuk Deng.
I was just watching Josh Bannon then, and he was talking to the doctor and said, and pointed to his head hitting the ground.
Yeah.
So he obviously probably saw it and heard it.
Yeah, so the concern would be around the potential concussion here for Majuk Deng. So we'll bring you any news that we get through Joe on that as it unfolds. So Tassie with the opening bucket of the game at 2-0. The last time they met was just before the FIBA break. It was a 23-point win to Tassie. It was a pretty dirty day for the Kings on that occasion. The other two games, of course, that 1-point win back in round 6 here, the Nick Marshall game, and then Tassie by 16 down in Hobart as well. And Sydney are in a really critical stretch, as are most teams here in their schedule as well. A big doubleheader for them this weekend, though, Jace, because Adelaide coming in on Sunday is going to be a lot of fun.
No, and I think Sydney's ready for it because the crowd's going to be massive, and it is a big game because that, once again, Adelaide are coming off a couple of losses. They've got to go to New Zealand and play, and then come here to play the Kings. So all teams right now, I know you look at it and some teams have separated themselves, but they're all in little packs where a couple of games don't go your way, you could slide quickly down.
Yeah, completely agree. Look, some good news here is Deng is sitting up, so that is a good sign. But I do agree with you, Jace. It's big games coming up, and you look at that where it was there, and he's standing now. That's what the traffic's for. That's some good news.
Yeah, and he's just a little bit groggy as he gets to his feet. Still a little bit unsteady and unstable on his feet there as he gets up, Majuk Deng. So fingers crossed for him. Archie Woodhill's going to help him back to the locker room. Actually was in the tunnel at the same time as him a little bit earlier, and he was sprinting up the tunnel like it really meant business tonight. So it's unfortunate for that to happen at any time, let alone in the first 50 seconds. As a player, Jace, in that situation, so you're all G'd up to start the game, you get going, and then all of a sudden it fizzles out. How does that affect your rhythm?
Yeah, it sucks the air out of the venue. You can feel it, but it's one of those things as a player, you also know there's a business to go about and you need to get after the game. Everyone feels for him, but it's one of those things you just got to worry about at the end of the game. We've got to try and win this thing now, and we'll go take care of him after.
Look, one of the strengths about Roth is that he coaches in games. He is amazing what this guy can do. It's always next man up for him, but he will adjust, he will change things. This team has the utmost confidence in their program, and Scott Roth leads that, so they will. This could lift him as well.
Hold his jersey the whole way.
Jamie Galloway's fouled, making his way up the floor. So the early stoppage, of course, the first of a double header tonight. Perth and Cairns still to come a little bit later this evening. Big night of hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL as we kick off Pride Round here at Kudos Bank Arena. Doubleheader last night at Ignite Cup action as well. Here's Jalen Galloway. That'll feel good early.
That's the start he's after. He's been playing pretty well in the last 4 games since there've been a lot of numbers, and I think for their group right now in this stage, he's one of the most important pieces on the floor.
Just to let you know, JP, anytime Jason is commentating, Jalen Galloway comes out and has a hell of a game, so expect this to keep dropping.
I like it. David Johnson with a sweet little turnaround.
I knew I was going to say that too. I
knew it was coming.
Brad Rosen-Joski with you this evening. Joe Healy working the sideline for us. Galloway gets another open look. You can't give him that much space. Suarez has tipped that out of play. No, it's going to stay with Sydney.
The thing you got to remember here, no Magne, but the Sydney's not a big group right now with no Zave either. So you really got a group where it's going to be a lot of the time 4 guards on the floor with just one big on each side. And so I think that's where it'll be interesting how teams adjust to that. As Suarez goes whack for 3.
A couple of threes out of the gates for the Sydney Kings to tie us up at 6. Just under 2 minutes played here in this opening term. Bannon's got the assignment on Suarez to start. Davis draws the double from that weak side. Campbell stepping back. No good. Galloway's been active early. He gets ahead of steam up here. Coming right down the motorway. Jalen Galloway scores, and one to come.
So fast and athletic.
Look, one of the things I spoke about pre-game is rotation for the Tasmania JackJumpers. You can't allow things to be able to be, you've got to be there on the split. Look at this, Tiger Campbell, you're 2 steps late. That is allowing a wide open 3. He should have been there on the catch. It's a key not to allow the Kings to get going on the 3-point line.
And he's a big adjustment without Will Magnay. I mean, in my mind, he is their best, their most important player, especially. He's the anchor of that defense, the communicator, and he just sort of glues everything together on that end for them. It'll be a big adjustment for them this evening, and clearly going forward. Because the way they were playing, they were going to have a say in how this season would unfold as Suarez scores over Marshall.
Well, Jace, I think you're correct. It took the air out of them. I think they've just got to adjust here, Tasmania. You can feel that they have just, where are we going? What are we doing? What's happened? And you just feel for them right now. I don't know if a timeout will come, but...
It's going back in Kings colours. Scored 10 of the last 12 points in the game after Tassie opened up with a 4-0 run. If you're just joining us, Juk Deng starting tonight. And out of the game with a suspected concussion in the first 50 seconds. So, not good news for the Tassie big man. Johnson hits. Torrey Craig getting set to check into the game for Sydney as well to make his debut. What an addition he's going to be to this group. Just in case they needed another defensive weapon. Got one of the best in the business. Suarez from that short corner, can't hit.
B to D, Tiger Campbell right there on the catch and just makes that shot slightly different.
These two teams both short-handed tonight. Just the 10 active players for the Kings with their injury situation. No Goodrick, no Dellavedova, no Cooks. Josh Bannon rises up. He can't hit. Kendrick Davis thought about it. Splits the defense, gets inside and connects. Shooting only 34% from the 3 games against Tassie this season. He's off to a promising start here.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a nice move, and there's no real Magnay there to cover up. That's where they're going to be so careful tonight to guard him.
Marshall now looking for a window. And the foul on Robertson. Another one, Jace, Tyler Robertson, who's been giving them some really good minutes recently.
No, and ever since he's come back, and it's hard. People don't understand. Coming off a missed pre-season into the season, you feel like you're behind, but he's just kind of found his role, and he's played himself into consistent minutes, and I think that's a credit to him. But the one thing he's definitely done for them, he's brought in energy, and he's shooting the ball really well.
Torrey Craig in for his first minutes as a King. In return, it's going to be for him back to the NBL. Great to have him back here in our competition. Kendrick Davis from outside, he misses.
And not only that, he goes straight on to Hamilton. Brian Goorjian's not making any qualms what he wants. He's there for the defensive end.
424 games at the NBA level. Suarez with the defensive play. Kendrick Davis down the lane and scores. Blink and you'll miss it. Kendrick Davis going end to end. And the Kings are out by 6. Campbell in the corner halfway through this opening term. Tassie opened up on a 4-0 run. It's been all the Kings since then. Hamilton rises up. Galloway pulls down the rebound. One turnover between these two teams so far in the early going. Here's Torrey Craig turning around. Welcome back to the NBL, Torrey Craig. That's a nice way to introduce yourself to this crowd. Timeout for Scott Roth. The Kings have scored 16 of 20 points in this game. And they are really on a run now at 16-8. We knew he was going to make an impact, Torrey Craig, coming into this Kings group. Joe caught up with Tyler Robertson to ask him just what that impact would be pre-game.
You've really stepped up over your last 4 games in particular, averaging 12 and 5 out there. What's enabled you to be so ready when you get onto the court and take those opportunities?
I think the confidence and the freedom that both the players and the coaches give me. It's kind of next man up mentality. You know, like I said, everyone's kind of at the point where there's a few injuries on every team. It's I'm just excited to get an extra opportunity and do what I can with what I get.
Tyler Robertson, a big part of things tonight for many reasons. Of course, with the gender reveal a little bit earlier, which was great fun. The Kings are out to a 16-8 lead and doing it nicely at the offensive end, shooting 58%. And importantly, at the other end, Tassie just shooting 30%.
Ever since Dang's gone down, you can tell it sucked the life out of him. This timeout was a good one, just because it gives him a chance to reset. Guys, settle in. The game's underway here. We've played 6 minutes. Let's just get back to what we need to do.
So Will Magnay, obviously, a big part of what they do on the floor, but he's their captain as well. In a moment like that, how much do you need someone, who steps up for that grouping from a leadership perspective?
Well, it's funny, when you saw that, and I'm looking around, and I'm assuming it's Bannon. That's the next guy. He's been 2 years in the league, you know, so it's not a lot. But I like this stuff. I like Daniel. This is the type of game that he could really establish and think, because he won't worry about things right now. He'll just keep going.
Played well last time against the Kings too, did Ben Air with 19 points. Galloway pulling up at the other end. That one's offline, but Suarez punches it down.
And you can see on the catch already, they're not letting Bannon have anything. They're going and doubling you instantly. And Torrey Craig's length instantly checks in and just takes it away as Suarez gets a nice little flush. That's a dunk. Yeah, that's a dunk. It wasn't.
Chase, in my world, that's an absolute dunk, mate.
It'll do. Good enough to make the Amy replay, so it's good enough to count as a dunk for us. Sydney by 10 in the early going here. It's just dried up offensively in the last little while for Tassie. Ben Air trying to change that. It won't work. Joe, you were listening to Scott Roth last time out.
I certainly was. He was just focusing on defense. He said we've been a little too soft at the moment. Keep the ball in front of you and really lock down. Just on Ben Air as well, guys. He was obviously disappointed to see Majok go down. He turned around. He had a couple of curse words for the chairs that are on the sideline there. But he is the type of character that will lock in and go out there and really try and have a positive impact for this team.
He gives him a real spark, does Ben Air, both in terms of his play and often verbally.
Anthony Drimmick's one for me. He's missed a lot of time this year with his back, but you spoke around leadership. He's a guy right now. He's a veteran of the league. He's been around in many situations. I think this is the type of game where you could see a Drim really just play. He knows he's going to have to play a lot of minutes. I think that could be an unleashing thing at times for people.
12-point lead to the Kings here. They've lost all 3 games to Tassie so far this season. They've got off to the right foot early in this one. Bryce Hamilton clawing back some ground.
And he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy. I think lots of him, ball with him. The whole first half, I've just been waiting for him to kind of get a look, and I think that's the kind of look he's going to have to be really aggressive.
Davis just short-armed the pass. Got it back from Craig in the corner, steps back to round it out. Bannon will push the pace on offense for Tassie. Straight into the chest of Suarez. Hasn't finished with that left hand.
Good look. That's what you want. The Tasmania have come out of this timeout better. You can see they're more relaxed now. Getting hands up.
Need to regroup and maybe gather their thoughts a little bit.
That's what I would do.
Jalen Galloway was playing safety on the quarterback pass. Ben Air keeps it alive. Look at the energy in the scrap from Ben Air. The only problem was he went for the toe poke at the end of it.
Brilliant. That's what you want. That's the energy you need. Tonight, they're just going to have to do it by committee. It's mongrel basketball. The ball's on the floor, be the first one. Get under the skin of your opposition, and that man there would love nothing better than to do that. Perfect fit for him right now to step up, get that aggression going, and let's put him on Sean Bruce. That'll be fun
It's fitting, as you were saying, that they put the camera right on Benny Air.
Yeah, and him and Sean Bruce together, that'll be fun.
Trying to match up that you'd like to have some microphones on as well as some cameras on between those two. Speaking of microphones, Noy doesn't drop that one in. And it is going backwards, Sydney. Anthony Drimmick saying no, don't challenge that, as he turned around to the bench. Nick Stoddart getting some early burn here for Tassie as well.
Well, this is what he'll have to do. I mean, Woodhill's getting on minutes, and that's no disrespect to him. He's a good player, but it was not 2 minutes 40 to go in the first quarter. You wouldn't have expected that. He just needs to stay on Quatnoy, not give him any looks, box out and rebound.
Just the 9th appearance for Archie Woodhill this season from their 27 games. He's only averaging under 4 minutes a game as well. Gives you an insight into how sparingly he's been used. Quatnoy pulls that one down, tries to put it back up and misses. He was fouled in the process, though.
And if you're after anything from Woodhill right now, it's go and rebound.
Absolutely, it is. So Archie Woodhill, of course, a former Sydney DP as well. The NBL's teamed up with Disney Plus to give you the chance to win one of 10 12-month Disney Plus standard subscriptions. Scan that QR code on screen or download the free NBL app and follow the prompts to enter. It is that easy. You can watch all the NBL action this season via ESPN on Disney Plus.
And all the cartoons.
What's your favourite?
Yeah, I don't know. My kids are now 15 and us.
Yeah, I can tell you. Cars, Toy Story. We're going through all those on Disney.
Is the Wiggles still on there?
Toy Story's real OG level type stuff. That's the one you want, I reckon. Probably still my favourite movie of all time.
Dora the Explorer is the only one I can remember.
Stoddart stepped on the baseline.
I don't know that's on there either, Brad.
I can imagine you getting around with a little backpack like Dora as well, Brad.
I was the monkey.
Joel Peterson, Brad Rose and Jason Kadee with you. Joe Healy, the sideline. Tassie just having some trouble looking after the ball there. They forced their first turnover of the game. 10-point lead. Tassie had the early jump on the Kings. Sydney have taken over the game since then, under 2 to go in this opening term. 3rd in this Kings versus 6th, the JackJumpers. Drimmick liked the look of the three, it didn't fall for him.
I spoke about the size earlier, and it's showing right now. Quatnoy is the 5-man.
Yeah.
And this is for me, and when you talk about Archie, it's go and be big right now. Rebound, be all over the glass, set big screens. Ben Air loses it off his leg. But that's the kind of impact you can have, and it's going to be a bit of a chess game between the coaches.
It is an interesting lineup for Sydney where it's a really even height level. So you've got, Robertson, Noyes, the tallest player out there. He's bringing the ball up now, Jace. As you mentioned, basically playing the 5, but point guard as Drimmick gets a piece of it.
You got it, you take it.
Well, this is a huge minute and a half here. Now, you look at the score and you think, wow, 21-11, Kings are doing it. Kings at the moment are 8 of 19. They've got a number of turnovers, and they're only up by 10, which to me, they should be up 15 or 20. If Tasmania can just hold on here, get a couple of extra shots, they're shooting 28% from the field. They're 1 of 6 from the three-point line. Nothing has gone right this quarter, yet they're still down by 10. Minute and a half, get that to 8 and 6. I'm going into that quarter time, Jace, thinking, hey, we're right here.
Yeah, I agree. And they've turned it in their favour the way they've played.
Stoddart to air. Sydney playing some strong up and in defence. Up by 10 in this opening term. Time getting low now for Drimmick. Off to air. Johnson to beat the clock.
Good patience. Sydney climbed up and in, but they just took their time and took advantage of it.
I was going to say good foul, but not a good foul. That's 2 shots. That's the 15 foul. You don't want to give those ones up. Absolute coach killer, Jace, because they're having trouble scoring, the Kings. They're 2 of 10 from the three-point line. They've played good defence. You don't want to send them and just give them 2 cheap shots.
Sean! Enough, mate.
Brad, you spoke about it. We've got it already.
Sean Bruce looking around like, who, me? Yes, Sean, you are the only player out there named Sean. Michael Aylan is probably talking to you.
Him and Benny, yeah. Good stuff.
Sydney by 8. Tyler Robertson. Blue shoes this evening.
Oh, no, sorry, it was from Tasmania, early from the Kings, so Tasmania ball. Just do the same thing again. I just got to ask you here, where are they getting their scores from, Jace? Tasmania is just like, they got scorers, not someone to throw the ball to and go get it. Well, maybe this man.
Definitely him, but they always play out of a system. So I think you're going to find them playing out of stuff. And he's a guy who can fill it up when he gets a chance.
He's got plenty of energy, does Nick Stoddart. Another one who's only been used sparingly so far this season. 5 minutes a game from his 14 appearances. No, he got the good seal down low and finishes.
Great pass from Sean Bruce.
Back to that 10-point lead, and they cause another turnover here, Sydney, so they'll have the last look at it if they want it. They trailed 4-0 in this opening term, led by as many as 12. They can take an equal or a game-high lead into quarter time on this possession. Craig for 3. Rounded out, the crowd rode that one all the way. No, Robertson, yes! Tyler Robertson playing some big boy basketball to end this opening term. And the Sydney Kings lead it by 12 at the end of the first quarter. On their home floor on Thursday Night Hoops, it's Sydney 26 to Tassie 14.
The one thing that we all take away from Tiana is she just lit up every single room that she was in, not caring what other people thought, and she was going to do whatever she wanted to do, no matter what.
She was a great person, lived life to the fullest, and as an athlete, you never know when things are going to come to an end, and take it day by day. And she was an example of that, and it's awesome to see that someone who's dealing with something like that pushed through and enjoyed every day. Always brought great energy, so it's something we can do as athletes as well.
It's really important to see the basketball community come together like Big Hoops and support Tiana and her legacy. I think it just shows the power of the community and the basketball role, especially here in Sydney. I guess to sit next to her for the last 2 years and see the impact that it's had on her and her family, but also for us to hear the McGrath Foundation and the impact it's had. And this year's going to be massive, I think, because sadly she's not with us anymore, but it just means more and more every single year. So
yeah, Pink Hoops is really our partnership game with the McGrath Foundation, and it started out as a genuine ask from one of our players a few years ago around wanting to do more to support breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, so the basketball community coming together for Pink Hoops, get behind it, support both teams. Everyone will know someone that's going through cancer, and it has a massive impact. And sport is something that brings people together. Got the SCG behind me here for the Pink Test. Pink Hoops coming along, enjoying the game. I grew up playing basketball and loved basketball when I was a young guy. Still quite passionate, and get behind it and support it.
Welcome back. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the Kings with a 12-point lead over the JackJumpers after the first quarter. Brian Goorjian happy with his troops at the moment, the way that they are pushing the pace, getting up in Tassie's faces defensively. He said, if anything, we can up the communication, but otherwise, put your foot down.
Thank you, Joe. They certainly put their foot down to end that opening term to the Kings. And they're still on the gas as this second quarter starts. Joel Peterson, Brad Rose and Jason Cadee and Joe Healy with you for this first of a Thursday night doubleheader. Jalen Galloway getting nothing easy as he got into the paint, and that has been a very prolific scoring area for them in that opening term, the Kings, Brad.
Yeah, it has, and you look at the points in the paint, like you just said, 16-2, and that is coming also from 6 offensive rebounds. You're going to struggle to win quarters if you get that up, Jason.
No, when you speak about Will Magnay's impact, and there it shows right there, and then 16 points in the first quarter is probably a little bit, and it's a little bit of just understanding, and you said it earlier, Joel, the defensive anchor. But it's not only just his presence, it's his voice. And a lot of time when you have guys like that standing behind you, it's actually the biggest impact they have is they control everything with their voice.
The reason he's the captain of the team in the green and gold, as well as this Tassie team. Boomers captain Will Magnay. It's a big loss for Tassie. Hopefully he's watching on at home, so hopefully a speedy recovery for you, Will. Sooner he's back out on court, the better. Hamilton and Davis, two of the best scorers in the competition, going toe-to-toe, and the Kings forced the turnover there. Davis. Robertson puts it on the floor. Kicks it out to Malawatch. Tassie wanted the 3-second call, and they'll get it. Scott Roth influencing that from the other end of the floor.
And Brian didn't let the referees, he made them sure he knew that as well. Who's reffing it, he yells out.
And it is, I mean, it's a great matchup of coaches tonight too, isn't it? Two great motivators, two great chess masters with their pieces on the board. Lucky to have such a high caliber of coaches in our league as Marshall steps back and hits from outside.
Jason, that was the man I was going to just speak about. I wanted to talk about, you know him, you played with him. Right now, with the way this team is, yeah, they need him, and they need him badly tonight. How does that happen?
Well, I think he can afford to be a bit more aggressive than maybe he normally is. He's really taken on that role of being their defender, and he's done an excellent job of it. But for me now in a game like this, Nick, take some chances, take some shots. He is a guy that can actually really fill it up. Like, he can really actually, like at training and all that. So I'd like to see more of that from him.
Led the NZNBL in scoring on the way to a title with Wellington in the off-season. Have you been surprised by what he's done this season with the opportunity?
No, not really, because I see the work he does, and I was around him. He's a good kid, and he likes learning, and he likes training, and he likes getting after it. For me, he's defensive. The defensive side of the ball and what he's been able to apply, I think that's been his biggest, most improvement this year.
Tassie clawing back into this lead. Back to single figures now at 27-19, the Kings. For their 13th win on the season to edge closer to 500 in that race for 6th spot. The all-important last play-in position. Malawatch coming down the lane. It was a nice move. He couldn't finish. It will stay with Sydney early in this second term. Tim Suarez out there at the moment. Joe Healy, you spoke to Majukdeng pre-game, and he said that Sydney small ball lineup's been something that they were pretty wary of.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get an update on where he is at the moment. The club said they'll give me an official line at half-time, but he's still out the back being assessed. But yeah, I spoke to him. I said this must obviously be a really difficult scout given all the injuries that Sydney have, the fact that they're bringing Torrey Craig in as well. And he said, yeah, the one thing that stood out is the fact that they've been playing some really good small ball. That means the key for us is to try and get on top of the rebounds, win the count on the glass, and also the effort plays they want to really pick up here.
Which they've done a good job on defensively, but Sydney's offensive rebounding's been a problem. And Kendrick Davis likes the look of that, turns around to the bench and says, how about it? He's the first into double figures tonight.
It's already really, really obvious. The moment they can get out and run, it's just trouble for Tassie. Tassie have to do whatever they can to not have live ball turnovers and get to a shot.
Hamilton stepping back. It's a nice move.
It is a nice move, but it's not the right time. They're trying to play with too much pace here, Tasmania. They have to slow the ball down. This guy is on fire at the moment, but he misses that. They can't play at the same pace, let alone with the injuries and the people they've got out. They have to slow this down to a half-court set.
How do they slow it down to get it back on their terms, Jace, as Tiger Campbell gets to the line?
I think it's one of those things, just play it in the quarter-court. Get all the way back on D. Don't pick up early. Let's just say we're going to meet you outside the three-point line defensively, and then at the other end, take what you get, but if you don't have anything, let's move it. Let's make them defend for 24 seconds.
Yeah, I agree, and I love that. One of the things I would say is, if you get the shot, get back, don't worry about it.
Of course, all roads lead to the Gold Coast. Don't miss the Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup presented by Disney Plus. Final on the Gold Coast, Feb 22. NBL.com.au/Ignite Cup for all the updates as we edge closer to crowning the inaugural winners on the Gold Coast. It's going to be massive. What an event it will be at the Gold Coast Convention and Exhibition Centre. Ignite Cup final, still plenty of teams in the running for that. Saw a big double-header last night. I was in Bendigo for that Melbourne-Brisbane game. Checked the score late in the opening term of the Southeast Melbourne New Zealand game. I was in the lift with Dean Vickerman, and he asked me what the score, and I had to check it about 4 times on the NBL app and go, is that right? They put up about 180 points in the first half.
Tassie are playing, Southeast are playing a game of who can score more, and we're doing a good job of it right now.
Absolutely. And they almost bottled that thing at the end as well. Davis coming downhill. Beautiful find to Tim Suarez. Sharing is caring. Kendrick Davis is doing plenty of it early here. 10 points, 3 assists. Kings up by 14 on the Amy replay.
Well, you just see this. Look at this. Kendrick, he's been so on fire. They're all looking at him. And Suarez does the right thing that every big man should do. Rim to rim. Get your head on the rim and your point guard will find you.
Tim Suarez has 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. He's been really efficient. Let's listen in to Scott Roth at the Tassie huddle at the Tangerine timeout.
It's time for the Mortgage Choice Emoji Cam. We want to see your best emoji impressions. When you see the emoji on the big screen, give us your best happy, sad, or cheeky face. Let's go! Let's do it all.
Horse twist. Looking for that. Coming back off. Horse twist. Listen. Snap the ball. High split. Low split. Move. Just in general. Coming down the floor, snap it. Go find somebody. In transition, you got to load and find him. Fucking hell, he just ran past fucking everybody.
Scott Roth there at the huddle. Had to wait a little while to get something out of him, and then ended up being quite colourful. So apologies to any little ears listening this evening. 35-21, but clearly frustrated with how this is playing out for the JJs at the moment.
And he has every right to be, because they're just effort areas. He's not asking guys to shoot with one hand and left hand and right hand. He's just saying, just get back, guard your man. It's as simple as that.
Sydney out by 14 in this game. Joel Peterson, Brad Rosen, Jason Kadee and Joe Healy with you. First of a Thursday night doubleheader. Earth and Cairns to come later tonight out west. Last time those two teams met in the west, it was a double overtime thriller, so that could be all kinds of fun. Bannon rises up. That one rattles out. Noy pulls it down. Davis, Craig, Galloway, Suarez and Noy out there at the moment. So a slightly bigger lineup here for Sydney. Hamilton, Johnson, Marshall, Campbell, Bannon for Tassie.
Well, Bannon's already got 6 rebounds, but it's 0 of 5 from the field, and you can see he's frustrated.
Harness that and channel the frustration into some positive play as Claude Noy gets down low and knocks that one in.
I think if you go back to the timeout too, the one thing Scott Roth would be thinking is there is a serious chance this game gets away from us really quick here. And so that's why I think that's a beautiful move by Hamilton. He'd be coming in with that because he knows what this next few minutes means. And right now, I was going to say that would have been really nice.
Jace, I just want to pick up what you were saying before, the pace. Right then, KD was able to take 2 or 3 dribbles and he passed 2 Tasmania players. Now, he's just out in the open and all you've got to do is foul him. If I'm Tasmania now, I'm saying when the shot goes up, the 4 and the 5 men, you crash. 1, 2 and 3, I want you touching the Hungry Jacks at half court before it hits the rim.
Yeah,
I just get back.
It has to be. I just don't think you, right now, with where your group's at, any group really, picking Kendrick up in the full court, that's what he wants you to do. I just think for their group, get back behind half court, meet the ball, keep it in front, and now we'll play out of the half.
Love that comment you said, play in the corners. That's what, as in the corner of the court. Brilliant. That's what they need to do. And Joel, you mentioned before how you slow it down. That's it. Get them in there.
16-point lead for Sydney. So it is slipping away from Tassie at the midpoint of this second term. Great insight from Brad Rosen and Jason Kadee. Part of our team this evening. 5:27 remaining here in this second term. Wide round in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great to have you with us. Bannon handing off to Hamilton here. Putting the move on. Midi from Bryce Hamilton. His money gets it back to that 14-point margin. Let's check in with Joe.
Yeah, thanks. Brian Gorgon said he's been looking forward to seeing McQuatch Malawatch and Tory Craig out on the floor together. Gorge spoke in the week about how he loved Malawatch and Bull Quoll on the court. He said they were dynamite from a defensive point of view. And he sees Tory Craig as a Bull-like defender. So he's hoping the pair can pick up from where they left off.
Thanks, Joe. It's almost unfair that they just had another adept defender into this Sydney lineup when they were so good. 8 turnovers for Tassie now off the back of that one from Tiger Campbell. It's becoming a problem fairly quickly for them. Sydney just with 4 in this game so far. 7 offensive rebounds for the Kings, just 2 for Tassie. Shooting 36% of the field. Tassie, Sydney 48% as Davis is offline with his 3. He's got 14 points on 5 of 10 shooting thus far. 5 of 11 after that miss. Hamilton trying to do everything he can. Craig adjudged to have got a bit of hand as well as the ball.
Well,
Ryan Gorgian not hesitating.
He didn't even look at his bench. That is just backing your player. I'm just going to say that's just great defense is what he's saying. He went straight to the bench, timeout, didn't even look at him.
Some players need to earn the right to the finger waggle.
He did, 500 NBA games.
Yes, Torrey Craig's walked into the building with that right. He said, I had it before I left and I've got it when I come back. We'll take a look at the coach's challenge here.
No, I think that's clean.
Just want to see on the left arm here as he comes down. Yeah, that doesn't look like a foul.
No, his hand was on top of the ball. And that's why you trust him. Right there, he's earned himself.
Wow.
A
You
gold
can stay an
stick.
extra day.
And that's why Ryan Gorgian trusts the instinct as well, because Torrey Craig didn't necessarily look around at him straight away, and Gorge just went straight in there, and he was.
And you know the guy on the computer was going, yeah, I was going to tell Gorge to challenge it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a win for the computer.
Yeah, the computer was going, yeah, that makes my stats look good. That Twitter account will be popping off for me.
Told him to do that.
He's got his little sheet, tick, me, tick, yep. Perfect. Hey, Gorge, see, I got that challenge right.
And now it's going to be a jump ball as well, because when the foul happens right now, no one's got possession. So this is the way the rule goes. Even though the Kings got it, makes no difference. It's a jump ball because no one had possession.
And now it frees up their challenge guy to suggest that Brian Gorgian takes the next one as well, because he's already got one freebie tonight, so you may as well have a swing at the next pitch. 4:28 remaining here in this second term. Sydney by 16 points. You see there their recent form, 3 wins from their past 3. 9 of 11 since the FIBA break, the Sydney Kings. 8-4 here at home this season. They're at home again on Sunday against Adelaide. Their big pink game. It's going to be a great occasion, as it always is. A couple of those pink jerseys, as always, in the stands this evening here at Kudos Bank Arena, which is wonderful to see. Suarez putting it on the floor, draws the mismatch against Stoddart, and Noy loses it.
Well, there's just what we've been harping on it. Get them in that half-court set, make them have to do something different. Much better defense there from Tasmania.
Campbell, Hamilton, Marshall, Bannon, Stoddart, the 5 for Scott Roth. The offensive end of the floor has been a bit of a struggle for them thus far, the JackJumpers. Nick Stoddart trying to make something happen. That one falls off the rim. Bannon can't keep it alive. Campbell loses the handle. They'll stay with Marshall. Get another look at this in a new 14. Bannon goes to the reverse and scores. He gets his first points of the night. Breaks a 5-shot scoring duck.
Well, Stoddart's giving him good minutes here. Ben Eyre got his second foul on that last one in the first quarter, so he won't, you'd assume, see no minutes in this half. So they've gone to Stoddart. Jace, you've had something to do with him in the past?
Played with him at the Brisbane Capitals for a few years. Helped me win a couple of titles.
Nice, nice.
But Stoddy's a lefty and he's really awkward to guard because he's got a quick first step. And so I think when he gets some extra time, he's always going to play hard. I think he's someone who can be a little bit aggressive offensively tonight for him as well.
Malawatch in the corner. Been shooting that with some real confidence and playing with some real confidence. Stoddart, the Brisbane boy, more recently been playing his NBL 1 ball with the Ballarat Miners. As Hamilton getting all the way through. What a move that is from Bryce Hamilton.
Well, if there is ever an Amy replay, this is the one right here. That is outstanding basketball from getting the rebound at one end, in, out. Look at the step through as well. Takes the hit with the right. Yes, sir. He is coming to play tonight.
Where are you sitting?
He is the man that they need to really put them on their back. It's Bryce Hamilton. Without Will Magnay out there, he's going to have to shoulder that much more of the load.
I'm really big on him, Brad. I think he's really, really good.
Amazingly talented scorer. Maybe hasn't given them as much, especially in those sort of crunch time moments, as Torrey Craig with the leaner. He scores and is fouled.
Well, he looked like from the angle we had, certainly grabbed him on the arm there. That was just pure strength from Torrey Craig. He realised that the mismatch was on. What I love here is watch how he takes him, and then the defence comes, but he goes towards the baseline, away from the defence, takes the hit. That is beautiful NBA.
I've seen enough, Brad. He's really going to help him.
Yeah.
538 NBA games, of course, played with the Taipans and the Bullets, a former Defensive Player of the Year as well here in the NBL. So It is a stacked resume that Torrey Craig brings to the table. What a success story he was, coming from our competition and in the grind and going all the way to the top of the basketball world as far as the NBA is concerned. As Stoddart unleashes one of those flat little lefty darts, that one's no good. Kings by 14. Just over 2.5 remaining here in this second term. Great to have you with us on Thursday Night Hoops. Sean Bruce from outside. That one goes halfway down and out. Suarez puts it back in.
Another one. You're bleeding. Sub. Back to your tricep.
A little bit of blood here for Nick Marshall.
Well, I don't think he was getting subbed out. No, he's not. Well, they are going to put Ben Air in. I don't know if that's just because they want to or they've just got no one else down the end of the bench. They're just running out of players here.
If you're just joining us, Majuk Deng out in the first 50 seconds tonight with what looked to be a pretty nasty concussion. Joel will have an update on that on the other side of half-time. JackJumpers already short-handed without Will Magnay, so too the Kings, and the home team making it look pretty easy thus far. Campbell got Malawatch in the air. Bannon cutting to the hoop and scoring.
Nice pass. I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to remember. I'm getting a bit of deja vu. I think Sean Bruce and Torrey played together in Cairns.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, yeah.
Just trying to think if I got that right or not.
Campbell poked it away from Malawatch. Good defense on that possession. 2-on-1 fast break here. Can they make it work, the JackJumpers? Campbell from the corner, no good. And that's a gilt edge chance gone begging. And Sydney now have got the opportunity at the other end. Suarez on the lob.
Jace, it's a 2-on-1 and they shoot a 3. I think you can get a better look.
I just think with where they're at right now, as this, it looked really awkward, but it got there in the end. He got on the way down. But yeah, it's not who they are, and I think you've got to think of who's shooting that at different times as well, and I just don't think they can afford to take big ones right now.
Hamilton, the floater, that is pure.
We'll just run it all through him. This guy's playing. He's got 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field.
Look at that offense, the Bryce Hamilton offense.
Very good basketball.
He's got 12 to lead. Tassie, as Brad told you, Davis 14, Suarez 13 for the Kings, the leading scorers in the game. Craig from the baseline. Oh, Malawatch coming soaring in almost with the putback. Bruce creating some havoc. Noy to Malawatch. Banks it home! No! Falls off the rim. He was fouled on the way up. Just to complete the bookwork on your point earlier, Jace, right you are, Sean Bruce and Torrey Craig, both 28 games for the Taipans back in 2015-16, so a couple of former teammates.
Well, I was lucky enough to speak to Gorge this week, and we were talking about the Torrey Craig factor, and one of the things was it was all about culture, it was all about what he's going to be like in the locker room, and he made a very big effort of saying that he's played with players, and like you just said, Jace, it's guys like that Sean would have turned around and said, yeah, he's a great locker room guy. And that's one of the huge pieces. Yes, you're picking up a guy that's got 500 NBA game experience, the best defender, but that's not the most important thing for this man. He went through some stuff last year that there was not great stuff in the locker room. That was a big key this year that we're going to make sure we're good. And by getting Torrey Craig, it ticked every box, not just some.
It's the complete package to the Sydney Kings team. It's Torrey Craig. Fascinating to see what he can deliver for them down the stretch as the replacement for Ball Qual. Air got a look in the corner. Doesn't make it work.
Oh.
Foul on Robertson.
Base on side. Baseline. Jump trap. Baseline white 14.
Hamilton, Johnson and Air all playing with 2 fouls out there for Tassie at the moment. Tyler Robertson's the only Sydney player with 2 personals so far in the game. Just over 30 seconds to go until half-time. The Kings well and truly in control of this one. They've lost all 3 games against Tassie so far this season. Bannon gets that one to fall.
And he'll feel better about that because he's had some really good looks in the first half. He just missed some shots that normally he actually shoots at a really high percentage.
Well, he was 0 of 5 and now he's 3 of 8, so he's made his last 3. You can see a bit more comfortable, but you're right, Jace. They need just got to keep going through him and Hamilton.
Very good maths from you, Brad. Had the abacus out there, quick, smart. That was sharp work.
I got the calculator next to me, don't worry.
Davis with the time winding down, stepping back and cashing it. Kendrick Davis is 1 of 1. And that is so smooth to get us to the halftime buzzer. He gives Sydney a 16-point lead at 52-36. In the context of this game with Tassie scoring trouble, it seems like a very commanding one at the long break. The Kings shooting 48% from the field, only 4 of 17 from outside. Tassie 3 of 12 from the land of deep. And they are struggling at the offensive end. Kings by 16. Let's get to Joe.
Yeah, thanks. I've got Tim Suarez with me. Tim, you guys gained control early in this one. You've maintained it. What's working so well?
I just think our effort on the offensive boards, our effort on defense has been great. We've been tipping some balls, getting some steals, putting pressure, so it's been good.
First minutes for Torrey Craig with you guys out there. How's that feeling?
Oh, it's nice. It's good to have a guy that's experienced, knows what he's doing, can make tough shots. Just happy to another addition to the team.
Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
There you go, it's the Kings by 16 at the half. What can we expect in the second? Jason Brad will join me after the break to discuss. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for a very special performance. From one of our own, he's been a part of our Kings family for over a decade and is quickly becoming one of Australia's newest musical sensations, especially after his performance on Australian Idol. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and get loud for Tinley.
It's Pride Bound here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. A big Thursday night of hoops, starting with the Kings and JackJumpers. It's Sydney with a commanding 16-point lead at the half. Brad Rosen, Jace Kadee, Talk me through that first 20.
Sydney just handling business. They came out the right way. Obviously what happened with Tassie, with Majuk Deng, it rattled them, and rightly so. It wasn't pretty, but I think Sydney since then composed themselves, and they've just been better all over.
Yeah, I just think any time Tasmania tried to make a run, you just look at that, just all over the park. Free throws, yes, they've been able to get more. The field goal percentage is much better, but it's just been the little 1%ers that Sydney have been able to get better. They get stops, they run. Tasmania have struggled in T20 transition.
We talked about award season off the top of the show. No doubt Kendrick Davis wants that MVP, and he is playing like it right now.
No, he was really good. In the second quarter, he had a slow first quarter, but it was just because things weren't going towards him. But then from second quarter onwards, I think he had 10 in the second, and he just did whatever he wanted. And he's playing out of space, and we've said all this year, when you give him room to play downhill, he's just one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league at it.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think Tasmania played into his hands a little bit. We spoke about that. You just don't want to be meeting him at half court or even three-quarter court. Just get back. Once he gets pace on you, his ball handling skills, his aggression, his speed, it's just too much. And you look at the Blackmore shot chart, what a half that is from the MVP candidate of the NBL.
Take us inside the Tassie JackJumpers locker room right now. Bryce Hamilton obviously having himself a game. He really started to get into it in the second there, but what's the message from Scott Roth to try and get his troops really into this game?
Brad said it right before halftime. Play through Hamilton and play through Josh Bannon and slow the game down. For me, I don't want to see Tassie pick up above half court. Get back, slow the ball down. Everyone, just the old school, we're all going to get back and pick up the ball late, and let's just slow this to our pace and play through those two guys offensively.
Well, as we're getting rated here by the dancers, you are 100% right, and that's what it comes down to. It's going to be a race here because it's about points to minutes. You haven't got enough to be able to match them and get this 100 points. You need to keep it low, slow it down.
What's the Kings with a 16-point lead? A lot of work for the Tassie JackJumpers. Still to come this evening, though, it's the Perth Wildcats playing host to the Cairns Taipans. The Wildcats in 5th place, looking to peak at the business end of the season. Stay with us. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Hungry Jack's fried chicken, saucy tenders, crispy, juicy, smothered in 3 delicious sauces. Go on, get a little messy. New saucy tenders, pure happiness at Hungry Jack's.
Gentlemen, take a look at the big screen. It's Kmart game time. Scan the QR code on the screen and get round for low prices. If you want to get your head on the big screen, scan it right now and a quick shout out to Cooper Willis. Happy birthday. All right, who wants to be famous? This is real. This is live. I know, Tahi, it's getting serious now. There they are. That's seriously is wrong. All right, well done, guys. lots of low prices, and I'll take it easy, you two. What's going on there? All right, shut it down, shut it down. You can't judge these days. Today's stats are proudly brought to you by Ramara Investments, apt to perform.
Hello, mate.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, AJ. I guess we'll start with, like, we obviously played against each other, but never really crossed over outside of the court at all. So I guess talk to me about your life, how things have sort of shaped up in that sort of space a little bit.
I was very lucky with my career. Got to travel the world and get paid to play basketball, which is such a privilege. Probably didn't live my life as authentically as I probably could have during my time, especially in the NBL. I've been married for nearly 18 months now. I met my husband when I was playing in Sydney, so was with him for all my time in Wollongong and part of the time in Sydney.
Was he around the team? Like, did you interact? Did you sort of combine those lives, or did you keep it really separate? Like, how did you go about that sort of stuff?
While I was in Sydney, probably kept it pretty separate, but I also wasn't, I guess, super discreet about it. Some of the guys probably knew. Nothing was, I guess, ever explicitly said, especially at your level of openness. While I was in Wollongong, definitely more of the guys got to know him. A couple of the guys, my old teammates, were at the wedding. There was, I guess, a level of recognition and knowledge around it, but just not openness.
I don't know about you, but when I started telling people that I was gay and coming out to my inner circle and stuff, every time got a bit easier. And then I started thinking well, I could probably tell teammates now and do things a bit more publicly. Did it ever snowball positively, to a point where you thought you might have come out, or you might have within the team, within the league, all that sort of stuff? Or was it always just for you going to be more a private thing?
Yeah, I think part of it was, I viewed it was just my business, but the world shifted probably in between our generations, right? When marriage equality vote rolled around, I was very vocal around that while still not publicly saying I'm a gay man. I just didn't have the personality that you have. I don't think I could have carried it the way that you do. A bunch of my friends started sending me the video, hey, did you see this about Isaac? It was just such a huge moment, not just in the NBL, but basketball across really the world. Hugely beneficial to have someone of your stature and attitude be able to step forward and proudly say, this is who you are.
People know my story, now people will know yours. I always find there's something in my story that someone connects to in different ways, and I can't wait to see what people connect to in your story.
Celebrating Pride Round here in the Hungry Jacks NBL this week. AJ Ogilvy with Isaac Humphries there, and the courage to have that conversation. It is a way that sport is changing, of course, and society is changing for the better. So well done to AJ, and of course to Isaac, who's been a trailblazer in that space. And Brad, wonderful that he can be so comfortable to now have that conversation and I guess, be his true self in society.
Love it, and I love the fact that Isaac obviously had come out and mentioned what he had, and now that's given AJ just to be able to do it. I saw a lot of AJ, played 218 games in the NBL. This guy played very good basketball.
A lot of them here as well?
Yeah, at Sydney and Illawarra, because I've commentated a lot of games, I got to see him, and he was an outright great basketballer. But to see that he is comfortable in that space to come out, talk about it, good on him, good on Isaac, and I think it's fantastic for our sport.
Yeah, and if you're sitting at home wondering why we need a Pride Round in sport, well, examples like that are exactly why. It's that kind of allyship and the level of just being comfortable with who you are that it can do to society more broadly. So wonderful to celebrate that. Well done to AJ, well done to Isaac. If you want to see that full interview, head to nbl.com.au or jump on the NBL app and you can hear a little bit more about AJ's journey. And of course, we know what Isaac's done in that space as well. Nick Marshall starts us off here in the second half with a big three ball. Tassie trying to claw back into a 16-point halftime deficit, and that'll help coming out of the break. Joel Peterson, Brad Rosen, Jason Kadee and Joe Healy with you at Kudos Bank Arena in the first of a Thursday night double-header.
Well, that was on Nick Marshall there, just pushing Suarez because he came up to give him a screen and he dropped the shoulder. Yeah, it was a foul. I don't mind that. You're not just going to walk here and just screen me any time. Just come off a decent half, and he had a couple of shots, but he's knocked down that first three.
Suarez down the lane. Got wrapped up by David Johnson. What adjustments do you think Scott Roth would have been looking for at half-time, Jace, to come out with a little bit more punch here in this second half?
I think he said it in his timeout and he felt like they got away from who they are as a team. And now, look, people in, people out, but we're not playing the brand of basketball that Tassie is. And so I think a lot of his halftime message would have been, look, we are down, but we're not out. But I need everyone to get back on the page that Tasmania do, and that's playing at our pace, at our tempo, and in our system.
Big story, of course, for Tassie tonight is Majuk Deng gone in the first 50 seconds of the game. Joe, you've got an update on him.
Yeah, no surprises, guys. We won't see Majuk Deng again this game. He's going through concussion protocols out the back. I want to ask, as a player, seeing your teammate out the back at halftime for the first time after suffering a head knock like that, how is that in terms of your motivation and energy levels going back out into the half? Is it difficult, or is it more comforting knowing that you can see him out the back? I've been told that he's up and about and talking to the guys at least. What is that like as a player?
Well, everyone first would have walked in at halftime and would have gone straight to him and given him a hug and asked if he was all right. And I think, to your point, it would have been comforting just to see him up and about, because you've got to remember the last time they saw him, he was laying on the floor and had to get helped out. So I think for the group, that would have been felt more comfortable. And I think for Juk too, just having the guys come in and all, that's what it's all about, having your teammates, especially when things don't go your way.
Jalen Galloway getting inside. Davis surveying things. Matched up with Tiger Campbell. Gets the screen from Suarez. Swings it to Malawaj. Good there from McQuatch Malawaj. Sydney controlling this game, up by 14. Johnson's offline. 53-39 at the moment.
Oh, good crash from Nick Marshall. One of the things I did think was a key for this team right now. Yes, they're smaller than we anticipated, but crash that glass. Get as many second efforts as you can.
Bannon.
Nice.
And it's only been in a minute and a half, but this is more Tassie right here. At their own pace, defensively, got them playing out of the half court now, and they're taking the better shots offensively.
12-point lead for Sydney. Early stages, under 2 minutes gone here in this third quarter. Nice pass from Robertson, and Suarez got a really good seal.
I'm okay with that. If you're Tasmania, you made them have to play 20-odd seconds, whatever that was, to be able to get the score of what they needed.
Suarez with the defensive rebounds. Davis flying up the floor and scoring.
And that's just where he's so dangerous. I've said it multiple times, but when he can go in the open court, I don't know if there is a better person in the open court offensively when he can get downhill and create space. He just does whatever he wants to.
Equal biggest lead of the game at 16 for the Kings. 57-41. Have the inside of Jace Kadee and Brad Rosen with us this evening as Tiger Campbell banks one home.
That's a tough shot. That was good defense by Tyler Robinson, just better offense, but this defense transition, you can't do that if you're Tasmania. This is playing right in the hands of the Kings. You've got to slow this game down, but Tyler Robinson gets scored on at one end, but then he's able to push it the ball the whole length of the court. 5-6 dribbles, no one picks him up, takes the hit, and one for the man that announced his blue shoes and his, is it the brother or the sister brother?
I think so, yeah.
The baby reveal for the blue shoes, brilliant.
Absolutely it is. Stuff from Tyler Robertson to see how, I mean, it's so important for our players to show their personality in any way they can. Tyler Robertson doing a great job of that. Courtney doing it a little bit differently as well, but we're getting it nonetheless. Here's Torrey Craig coming downhill and laying it home. A very classy little finger roll from this new King. And his team are ruling tonight at Kudos Bank Arena, 62-43 at this Tangerine timeout. Just under 3 minutes played here in this third term. Of course, a big game tonight, a massive game coming on Sunday as well. The annual Pink game here at Kudos Bank Arena, a double header with the Flames in action as well. Just over 14,000 tickets sold. The McGrath Foundation, a big part of it too. So 3,000 tickets remaining. The Flames have been playing some good basketball of late. And of course, a new meaning this year after the loss of Tiana Mangakahia as well in the last little while. So paying tribute to her legacy as well. It is a great event for this Sydney crowd, and it will be a big game against Adelaide on Sunday. Hopefully they don't get the water bottles out for your pink jacket as
I've
well.
I've seen a couple
Brad.
here, and it had a bit to do with T. She's a absolutely beautiful lady, and it was such a shame, and she fought it the best she can, and there's some ex-teammates right there.
Yeah, the Flames are in the house tonight. Lara McSpadden, Shanice Swain, Unique Thompson, Lauren Nicholson as well, who's injured at the moment. Just on Unique Thompson, the NBL1 North MVP from the Mackay Meteorettes last year, has just signed with the Albury-Wodonga Bandits today. So heading back to where she started her NBL1 career, putting together a magnificent WNBL campaign. So that's a big get in the NBL1 for the Border Bandits. So doubleheader on Sunday here. Of course, part of a doubleheader in the NBL tonight. Perth and Cairns still to come out west. Looking forward to that on this Thursday night of hoops. Joel Peterson, Brad Rosen, Jason Kadee, and Joe Healy with you here at Kudos Bank Arena. Sydney by a game high 19. Both of these teams a little bit short-handed, both in the top 6. Looking to set up post-season runs. Marshall's offline for 3. Cannon, the offensive rebound, just the 7th of the game so far for Tassie. Marshall gets another look, and that is more like it.
Love that he took the second one, Jace. A lot of people would put it in the pocket and go, I better not shoot it, but they need him tonight. Hits that down. Starting to do a nice little game here, Nick Marshall, 9 points.
Davis has a game high 18, Suarez 16. Hamilton's got 12. They're the only 3 double-figure scorers so far. Davis up, around, out. Tassie will come back the other way. Tiger Campbell orchestrating this offense. And in the short corner, Marshall up top, puts it on the floor, gets downhill, can't finish with the left hand. Rebound to Torrey Craig. Davis and Campbell get tangled up. Galloway started in fine form tonight. Outside, Kendrick Davis, 3-ball, you bet. KD's got 21 in the game.
Of 15 shots, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. Add to that 5 assists and only 1 turnover. Yeah, he's playing the night.
Controlling things superbly tonight, Kendrick Davis. Bannon is fouled by Craig. That is his first personal. The Kings import. Here's Kendrick Davis on the only replay.
Well, it was bad defense there. It wasn't bad from Tasmania, but that's just... I mean, how do you stop that, Jace? It's coming from penetration, I understand, but that's just a flat-out ball.
I think they overhelped too. I mean, you've seen 4 guys all dig when the ball was pretty much under control.
So Davis with 21, Kings by 19. Let's check in with Joe Healy.
I was listening to Brian Goorjian that last time out, who said Tassie are being super aggressive on the glass, and let's look to exploit the fact that they're collapsing, rebound and run defensively. He said make good on a couple of consecutive stops, and this game is ours.
And with the second free throw here. Thanks, Joe. That one does roll in. Crowd just getting a little bit peckish.
They wanted burgers.
Just wanted something, a little sweetener for the drive home.
Jason will get out that gold card he's got.
They're still trying to hunt it down. Come on, Jack.
Jack actually had a reserve park out the back this evening while I was walking in.
So did Jason.
I thought Joe's just might have been rolling his wheels into the reserve park. With a gold card getting that kind of access, I'm not sure. As Craig with a big defensive play. That's what they brought him here for. Moves like that. Davis on the other end. And this Kings machine is humming. That's going back with the home team as well. Brian Goorjian wants the timeout.
That's an interesting timeout. Not that it's wrong, but just interesting. He loves what he's seeing. And look at this. But watch this from Torrey Craig. That is NBA athleticism. He's nowhere in that screen, comes across. That is help defense. Torrey Craig, they are loving you at Kudos Bank Arena.
9 points, 3 of 6 shooting, 3 rebounds, an assist, a couple of blocks as well for Torrey Craig in his first outing here as a King. So he has been as advertised.
You know, like, he hasn't played for a while, Jace. Like, I think it was quite a while since his last game. I think it was Boston he was playing. And I've got to be honest, I did not expect what I'm seeing him at the moment. He's up in the defense, he's sliding, looks good. I thought maybe 1 or 2 games, but no, he looks great. You just look at everything. He's in sync. feels the hit. He is just an absolute pro.
You know what he looks like to me, having seen him and played against him some time ago now? He just looks like a guy who's played in different levels and different environments, almost like I'm here playing at my own tempo, my own pace. And like I said before, you can't underestimate how much of an impact. He's played in this arena before. He's played in this stadium. He's played in all the, like, maybe not against the personnel, maybe not against the JackJumpers because they weren't around.
Yeah.
But he's played in this league before, and I think that comes with some comfort in this environment.
You know what I love? If I'm a teammate right now and I'm watching him, look how relaxed he looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looks like, I got this. It's okay, guys, and I'm only going to get better.
Kings by 21. Interesting timing with that Brian Goorjian timeout. Joe, what did he have to say?
Well, to answer your question, guys, Brian Goorjian sat his troops down and just said, guys, I called that timeout just to give you a bit of a breather.
Lovely.
He then ran them through some sets, though, remembering that Torrey Craig is out there for just the first time tonight. They've only got 7 games left of the regular season after this one, so no surprises that he really wants to keep him out there and try and get him comfortable.
Well, late on Sunday, of course, for this Kings team. Davis for 3 more. That one's short. Bannon on the hit ahead. Finishes it off.
And I can say as a coach, they are the best timeouts you can have. Just the ones where you can say, I love what you're doing out there. Well done.
Probably not bad as a player either, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
A little bit of a breather.
No, especially when you can sit there and have your drink, you're not being yelled at for doing so.
Well, most coaches call timeouts when there's a run, right? He said, nah, I'm just going to give you guys a rat.
It's almost like a reward, Brad.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You got 3 of them, use them. You might not need them for the rest of the game.
Bit of a carrot, keep playing well, and you can have another one. Hamilton making another smooth move to the cup and finishing perfectly.
That double crossover, I'm sure we'll get an Amy replay on this, as I hope he is okay. But when he props backwards and goes the double crossover back to his right hand, you can see here he gets him, and he brings it here, whack, whack, and then that's and he finished with the right too. That's a nice move.
It's trademark stuff from Bryce Hamilton. Hell of an impression on the NBL this season. Averaging 18 points a game on 47% shooting, 22, 6 and 6 last time these two teams met. 17 on 8 of 18 shooting in his last outing.
I know we've mentioned it before, but Sydney Kings still have that other bloke to come in called Xavier Cooks.
Yes, he's on the bench this evening, not suited up. You can see him there sitting next to Kelly Leopepe.
Now, from all reports, he was a game-time decision today, which, you know, I think he's not far. But obviously with where they're at and everything, just let it be and let it get right. It was a rolled ankle, it wasn't awful, but I mean, there's plenty of time left. We still haven't spoken to Dellavedova as well. That guy's got to come back in. This is very exciting times for the Sydney Kings team. They're in a very, very good position.
And the form team in the competition. 9 of 11 coming into this one, 3 in a row. No team with more than a 3-game winning streak at the moment in the NBL. So we're at an interesting point of the season where the likes of Adelaide have had a little bit of a setback in terms of wins and losses. Tassie had put together a nice stretch of basketball, but no team's really got a run on at the moment. Sydney are about the best, the best in the competition in terms of form. They are playing their basketball at a really high level.
Well, Mike Walsh just said thank you, JP, for giving them the luxury of coming in here in Sydney on Sunday, and you've just given them a little bit more scope. What a game that's going to be.
As if they needed any extra motivation. Rumikon gets to his left hand, and that one tumbles in. Just a little scoring run here for Tassie. Able to score 7 of the last 9 in the game. Dry night for them offensively. Noy gets a catch down low, finishes over the top. He was too strong there, was Quad.
Well, this is an extra piece that he's added over, what, the last year and a half, would it be fair to say, Jace? He's strong. He's got a big body down low, and he's been able to move and manoeuvre and take the hit and finish, and it's something he's been doing very well.
Especially when he can get back to his right hand, as Johnson knocks down a 3. But when he can take his time and spin back to that right hand, that's when he's really effective. And that's what he's been doing at the NBL 1 level too, and he takes people to the block. So as Tassie switches, that's exactly what he's doing.
3 more for Davis. 27 in the game now for Kendrick. He is putting on a show. Again tonight is Kendrick Davis. Nothing less than we would expect. Sydney by 18. Let's check in with Joe.
Guys, there was a collective gasp when Bryce Hamilton went down just before. He obviously walked himself from the court, so that seems like good news, but he has just gone out the back with the trainer. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if I have any updates.
Would have been a very nervous Scott Ross when he saw him go down. Thanks, Joe. Marshall floats that one home in the lane.
Please not another one for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one in general in this NBL season. So Brisbane last night lose Alex Dukas as well as Davis hits another 30-piece for KD.
Do you think you just saw Sean Bruce on the sideline there thinking that subs for me?
I think he's going to come out and say, Gorge, you better not sit with the rest of this game. I'm trying to get 40 tonight.
Hasn't had 40 so far this season. 38 his best against Perth earlier in the year. Fifth 30-point game for Kendrick Davis on this campaign.
He's coming out, what are you doing?
He's not happy about it either. He wants to keep himself in that MVP conversation. He wants all the minutes that he can get.
Billy out to Billy. He's gone down to Billy. Yeah, he's got. Come on, man. I got 40 in me. Yeah, Billy knows it too.
Just a wry smile. No comment.
Oh, and he's talked him back in. He's back in the game.
Oh, well played from Kendrick Davis.
Well, you can't do that. That's the problem. You can't, as you've been subbed out, you can't come sit.
You must miss a running clock.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the rule.
Michael Aylen maybe giving Brian Gorgon one less thing to worry about there.
One shot.
So foul shot here for Ben Air off the end of the bonus. Of course, the NBL is proud to celebrate Pride Round returns this season as we continue our commitment to inclusion and celebrating diversity across basketball. It's fourth year. It's about meaningful allyship, clubs and players coming together to deliver inclusion-focused activities that reflect their local communities. You can scan that QR code on screen. Head to the NBL website to win a Pride Round jersey. Part of celebrating inclusion across the league. As Jalen Galloway hits that one going to the left.
And speaking of Pride Round, you said it before, Brad, but having been around Isaac Humphries for a long time now myself, I'm just really proud of him because to see AJ come out and obviously playing against AJ for a number of years and now he's so comfortable because of something Isaac has done. Yeah. Like, I just know that's Isaac didn't do it for himself, he did it for everyone else. And so I think that seeing them two together on a basketball court and having that conversation, I think it speaks power as to why it's so important.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's a great insight into the variety of ways in which athletes can be role models. So it's not just displaying what you do out on the court, but displaying what you are off the court as well can then, that can translate into everyday life for people.
And that's one thing he said after speaking to him for a number of times about it after. We've had so many different conversations, but it wasn't necessarily about him being able to feel better about himself. It was more around hopefully someone else feels better about me doing this and now feels like they can speak to someone else or do it. And so I think it's definitely had that impact.
All the better for them having the courage. Jalen Galloway coming up with a big play there. These are the kinds of things, the athletic prowess that this man is capable of. 7 block shots for the Kings, 3 to Suarez, 2 for Craig, 2 for Galloway. Now the turnover, 10th of the game for Tassie. Galloway's up and running. Dangerous place to be for any opposition team. 80 to 64. Craig for 3, yes!
I mean, you look at this team, who can't shoot the 3? They've got multiple guys that can crash the glass, their athleticism. They're on the rim, they're blocking shots, and there's not a 4 or 5 man out there to see.
And they've got the finals MVP from last season who isn't playing. The MVP in Xavier Cooks, who's not playing as well. And Hunter Goodrick, who's given them some really good minutes. Not available tonight either. Riches they've got here in the Kingdom. They can't connect on that play. Bruce just couldn't corral the pass. Little stat we had dropped to us at halftime as well, Chase, was that Torrey Craig and Sean Bruce have played together on debut for 3 different clubs now. As time winds down in this third term, we'll tell you a little bit more about that on the other side of three-quarter time. It's the Kings in a commanding position here at the Q, 83 to 64 with a quarter to play.
It's the Canon EOS R50V worth $14.99. A lot of money there, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to strike a pose just like the King's dancers in. Don't move when the camera hits you.
That's the key. Don't move. We've got some great prizes. Thanks to Harvey Norman and Canon. Let's go. Who wants to win?
Let's strike a pose thanks to Harvey Norman.
I'm liking this one. Look at the pose so far. Creative.
Let's pop the music. There's a guy up there. He's looking good.
Very creative. I like this.
We've seen that one before. Too much movement. Oh, what's that?
What's that? That's the other one. Explain that. I like it. We should give them a prize. Interpret that.
We might come back to them.
Go back to the kids. Go back to the other boys. Hey, mate.
I don't know what if I'm trying to work out what they're doing. What are they doing?
He's got that hair. Give him a prize.
All right, well done. You guys can fight over the three of you. Congratulations. You win the Canon EOS R50V worth $14.99. Well done. And shout out to Khan. He's in the house tonight. Welcome. Sydney fans, where are you?
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks, the NBL Thursday night hoops. It's the Sydney Kings with a 19-point lead over the Tassie JackJumpers with 1 quarter to play. Tyler Robertson said it in the lead up to this game. On any given night, any of this Kings team can get hot and have their moment. Tonight it's KD, Tim Suarez and Torrey Craig, guys, who I must say is looking pretty comfortable out there.
Absolutely he is, Joe. Looks like he's been a part of this for a lot longer than just 30 minutes of basketball.
All right, Jace, I'm going to ask you. I reckon Kendrick Davis, what, 3-4 minutes at the most? How many shots is he going to get up in this time?
I think, what is he on, 30 right now?
And 19 shots.
I think he'll be hunting a few, see if he can get to 40 and see if Gorge can leave him out there a little longer.
How many shots? I'm going to go 26.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 6.
Career best is 39. It came against Tassie last year for the Sixers. Bannon's able to hit on that one, takes some contact and finishes. Makes it a 17-point game once more.
Well, look, Tassie, you've got to, like, next 2 or 3 minutes, if they can go on a 7, 8, 9-0 run, it'll make everyone nervous. And that's what they've just got to focus on now. But it's about getting stops. I mean, in that quarter there, they scored 28 points, Tasmania. They're not having trouble putting it in the hole, but they gave up 31, and that's the problem. And the biggest one at the moment, fast break points. Sydney Kings 22, Tasmania JackJumpers 3.
Jeez. We've talked about the pace the game's been played at throughout. Just cast your mind back to round 6, Sunday afternoon, 4:30 game here at Kudos Bank Arena. Tassie came back from 16 in that game to steal it at the death. Who knows? Bruce from the corner. This continues to make it more difficult. 20-point lead to the Kings. They've led by as many as 21 in the game. Sean Bruce makes it every Kings player who's stepped on the floor tonight has hit the score sheet. Foul on Suarez. That's his 4th personal. Portnoy's going to come in to give the Brazilian some relief. The only player out there for fouls tonight. 3 fouls for McQuatch Malawatch. 3 fouls to Tiger Campbell at the other end for Tassie. Johnson gets a good look and cashes in.
Yeah, nice.
Brad, I was just watching interaction on the sideline there. How much would it cost to get you to be Gorge's video guy?
There are not enough zeros in the world. I saw exactly what you looked at in that rebound there. He just looked straight at his... What are you looking at?
Not for me, thanks. Not for me.
Not a chance.
high-pressure environment, it's fair to say, that particular role.
I remember when I was...
You'd want some danger money, I reckon.
I was assistant at the, I was doing defensive transition, but also the fouls. I was scared. But the fouls were on the board in front of me, and I was still nervous.
9.69. He's gone into real statesman mode this season, Brian Goorjian. We heard in that Gibson package pre-game, he's really enjoying getting back to the game of basketball and trying to grow it. And he's got the real fire in his belly, in particular part of his life at the moment. Davis with 33 in the game. Getting baseline. Noy for three. Yes! What Noy forces a timeout for Scott Roth. It's a game-high 23-point lead for Sydney. 92 to Tassie, 69.
A timeout here at Kudos Bank Arena. JackJumpers 69.
The Kings just starting to roll away with this one now. Of course, this was the margin of victory last time these two teams met. 23 points the way of Tassie. They won by 1 in round 6, by 16 in round 5, and Sydney have turned the tables big time tonight. They are shooting 57% from the field, the Kings. So they came out hot, they cooled off a little bit, and their offense has really clicked into gear in the second and third quarters.
Well, it has come from their defence, and they've been able to push Tasmania, which then enabled them to be able to get on the rim. And we've spoken about transition and offensive points that they've been able to get at the rim, and that's always going to make your shooting percentage higher. And they've both had 60 shots for the game, which is pretty amazing, but it's just been too many for the Kings, and they're playing really well.
23-point Kings lead, 92-69. There's our Mitsubishi Motors three-point leaders. 6 3-pointers tonight for Kendrick Davis. Gets him into that top 5 in some pretty elite company there. You see Bryce Hamilton just ahead of him as well. The second most that he's made in any game here in the NBL. Kendrick Davis with 6. 33 points. He is 6 shy of an equal career high, which, as we told you, he did against Tassie last year as an Adelaide 36er. Here's Johnson. He's got 18 in the game to lead the JackJumpers.
His stroke is so pure. When he catches that feet set and shoots it, geez, it looks nice.
Averaging just over 10 points a game this season. Here's David Johnson shooting 28% from outside on the year. He's 4 of 4 from out there tonight. Davis is sizing up Drimmick here. Wants a little bit more of the action. Beautiful move. Pass to Noy to finish it off. No. Kendrick Davis would just be nervously looking at the bench every time back up the floor, I reckon, to see whether there's a substitution coming or not.
2 shots.
He's looking for a little bit of a statement game here tonight. He's got 33 and 8 assists.
Well, you thought 2 were coming, but are they for him?
Reinforcements coming in, not for Kendrick Davis, who's having all kinds of fun with it tonight, putting on moves left, right and centre. Speaking of 100 years of thrills, laughs and joy when the Harlem Globetrotters have their 100-year tour later this year. You can buy tickets by scanning the QR code on screen now, right across Australia and New Zealand. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the legacy. Going to be a lot of fun when the Globetrotters come down under later in the year. First free throw misses from David Johnson.
We could get some burgers on the way home, Jace.
That's what we're here for.
David says no.
Joel, I want to say,
wait.
How big is this game tomorrow night now? New Zealand taking on Africa.
Oh, yeah.
So you look at the standings now, and assuming Tasmania are going to lose this game.
Reasonably safe.
Yeah, they're 12 and 15 off the 27 games. New Zealand win tomorrow. That would be their 27th game, and they're 11 wins and 16. It's one game.
And then the Hawks have got games in hand on all of them in the run home as well. So the standings here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, that race for the 6th spot in the play-in is...
No Magnay for the year. Deng out for at least a little while, you would think. We hope that Hamilton's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
New Zealand, of course, lost Rob Baker. You know, that's disappointing, but they're going to be ready. And Illawarra, it's go time.
Yeah, so they're all down soldiers. Tassie have lost players. Of course, New Zealand have lost players. Illawarra at various points have probably lost their mind more than lost players. But if they can gather it up together, then who knows?
Oh,
I feel like their biggest hurdle is themselves at this point.
There is no question.
Anthony Drimmick makes the first.
But that's the thing now, isn't it, for like all 3 teams, really? Why not? Like, you can be in situations, and if you're Tasmania, you can say, yeah, we've got an excuse at the end of the season. We're down injuries, and if it doesn't happen, okay. Like, Sean McDonald didn't play all year. All these things you could say, you know, it's a shame. But, hey, why not? Let's go. Let's get this done. And New Zealand, for everything they've gone through, in Illawarra, for everything they've gone through, one of those teams are going to make the six, and why can't it be us?
Yep, they'll do 2 games back after tonight's result, the Breakers. They'll have a game in hand, and the Hawks will have 3 games in hand on Tassie, despite being 4 games back in the win column. The important thing is, though, Tassie plays both of those teams in the run home, 3 of their final 6, as Davis gets inside once more. 35 now for KD. He is closing in on that career high at a rapid rate.
He's not coming out of the game, by the way.
The 5th best scoring game of his career in the NBL with 35. Marshall all the way inside. Davis, Craig, Galloway, Noy, Malawatch for Sydney. Drimmick, Johnson, Marshall, Campbell and Bannon here for Tassie. Kings by 18. Davis whips it to the corner. Craig for 3. Could be a very nice little 1-2 punch down the back end of this season. Johnson, straight away 3 ball. That's offline. Drimmick taps it out. Galloway almost picked the pass. He read it like a book. Marshall was able to retain control, stepping through. Lena won't fall, but Bannon's push shot will go. So that's some good news for the JackJumpers. They trail in this game by 16 points. Joe, you've got an update on Bryce Hamilton.
I do. Not good news, I'm afraid. He's just walked back out to the bench. I asked him if he's going to keep going. He shook his head and said no. Didn't get a chance to ask him exactly what it was. It looked to be his knee or ankle. We will try and get you another update, but he will not feature again for this game, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame. And he's no good, of course. They've got Illawarra at home on Saturday night. We'll have the JackJumpers, so it'll be a quick turnaround for Bryce Hamilton. They'll be without Najuk Deng. He has to sort of step through the concussion protocols for that game. Davis misses. Up ahead is Bannon. Can he corral this one? He goes and gets himself acquainted with some of the locals. That's going back in Kings colours.
Assuming Dave plays on Sunday, I'm actually interested to see Tory coming in. He has the ability in our league to play the 4th period. So I think the thing about bringing him in too, you can now slide him to the 4 with a Zave in the 5 lineup, and I think that's a dangerous lineup for Sydney because they can be very, very good.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why they wanted to go down that, because that's, you know, obviously at the beginning of the season, Kelly Lepepe, they didn't go down that, you know, let's replace it with a 5. Goodrick's been brilliant for them all year, but come late down in the playoffs, where they're going to go, and I think that's a great pickup and something that they can really do.
Galloway loses the handle there. 10 turnovers for the Kings, 11 for the JackJumpers in this game. There you see Xavier Cooks, Kelly Pepe, Tony Craig having checked out of the game.
The bench looks a lot happier than it did about 3 months ago, doesn't it?
Very much so. One person missing is Delhi, and I hope he's all right because the concussion can really... Like I remember when I went through mine, just dealing with it in stadiums was a whole different world to dealing with it at home and so on. So,
what, the lights? Is that
yeah, the lights, all the
movies.
action. It just. I remember the first game I rolled into, thinking I'd be fine, and all of a sudden I was like, "Get me out of here!" And so I hope for his sake that that's actually improving, and if there's a reason he's not here, and it's not because it's very, very serious.
Fingers crossed for Matthew Dellavedova again, another that we hope a speedy recovery for their nasty things. 94-78, the Kings over the Tassie JackJumpers. Of course, Tassie without Will Magnay tonight. We painted the picture pre-game of what the numbers look like without their linchpin. And it is pretty grim reading as it is tonight. 6-12 without them over the past 2 years. And unfortunately, it's been an occurrence that's just come a little bit too often for this Tassie team and for the big man in the middle.
And I think the thing I probably underestimated coming here tonight was
originally, as you said before, Sean McDonald was a starting point guard. And so I think Tassie would have gone into this year with an import spot up their sleeve, or if not a backup 5, but they obviously have to move to getting a point guard, and so it just has unraveled at the wrong time. But it's a big period for them coming up.
So the next 5 games you see there, so Illawarra Saturday, then Cairns, New Zealand, Brisbane, South East Melbourne. Their final game is against Illawarra too, so 3 of their final 6 games, Tassie, are against the 2 teams that are chasing them for 6th spot. They are massive swing games.
Well, as you always say, it's in your hands, right? And that's what you want to be able to do. And hearing that about Illawarra, there's 2 games right there that are double wins, really, aren't they, every time you get them?
Well, of course, the other side of the coin there is if you lose both of those, if you're Tassie or if you're the Hawks, it puts you completely out of business or right back into the pack. So a critical stretch coming up for the JackJumpers over their final 6 games of the season after this tonight. Johnson straight down split line. That falls out of the rim. Davis still out there here for the Kings with 35 points to his name. Suarez 16. Courtnoy's got 12. Torrey Cray's got 12. You've probably seen the last of him for the evening. Holloway started us off with a 3. Can't connect on another one there. Batten called for the foul on the rebound. Johnson with a team high 19 for Tassie. Bannon 15, Hamilton 15, and Nick Marshall 13 for the Jackies tonight.
We spoke about Bannon earlier and said, what is it going to be like with no Magnay? And I feel obviously it would be better if Deng was in the game, but today it just looks like he has had to bang so much down there and been on his own. He's exhausted.
Yeah, 15 and 11 for Josh Bannon.
I mean, look at him, he's still going. He's been great in the Warrior, but he has had to take every hit, every push, every bump.
And Sydney have got after him too. They've doubled him and made him give him looks that he probably doesn't normally get as well. It takes a toll over the course of 40 minutes.
17 points to 11 in this final quarter thus far for the JackJumpers. Back to a 13-point game with 4 to play. Malawatch from outside. That one's strong. Foul underneath. It's going to be called against Tim Suarez. So Tassie will take possession back the other way. In fact, they're in the bonus, and that'll be Suarez done for the evening. So 3:44 remaining. Suarez checks out of the game. Tassie will walk to the other end and shoot some free throws. You see what I'm getting at? Is the window open? Are you telling me there's a chance? Or am I being overly optimistic?
Well, this makes it 11 if you can knock both of these down. And Brad, we've sat in these seats before in a Tassie-Sydney game where it all flipped really, really quickly.
Offensive rebound for Bannon.
There's another 2 free throws.
Push.
Foul does come on Torrey Craig, who came back into the game.
And that's his fault.
So Josh Bannon will now have a chance to make it a 10-point game. Interesting way to go for the 3-point play for the JackJumpers, but it might prove effective nonetheless. They've had their struggles from the foul line recently too. 11 of 16, Scott Roth saying in his most recent press conference, he wasn't too phased about that. You know, he said, I've shot a lot of free throws in my career. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you miss them. There's not a lot that you can do about it, and he feels like they practice them enough to make the most of it when they get the opportunities. And he doesn't there.
And the one thing you always do, coaches, players, you just don't talk about it. Because the more you talk about it, the more it's in your head. So you don't want to say it's okay, because then it's in your head that's okay. You don't want to say it's bad, because you just got to let it go.
Should talk to Andrew Gaze about being the coach when people shoot free throws. I like to show him video of one of me shooting and say, Drew, you want to know why I'm struggling with the free throw line? I can picture you in my head every shot I shoot, freaking out if I miss.
11-point lead here for the Kings, 3:30 remaining, first of a Thursday night doubleheader as Courtnoy takes it all the way inside. He will go to the free throw line and try and add a bonus of his own. Perth and Cairns still to come tonight at RAC Arena. The Wildcats trying to, again, another team that are right in the thick of this postseason hunt. Oh, he can't hit that one, so both teams having their woes at the free throw line in the last little while. 13-point lead to the Kings. Sydney came back in that final quarter by 16 earlier in the season here. That one's tipped off the rim. They get another offensive rebound. Actually got the upper hand in the offensive rebounding counts.
Right arm, come down.
There's foul on Malawatch. Robertson coming over the top, erased the shot.
Yeah, they're going to challenge it. I don't know if the actual video guy is really keen.
I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble.
It did look like a foul from the angle we had.
Malawatch dropped his arm.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a foul. And the video guy, I'm going to watch this reaction from Gorge.
So Tangerine timeout for the coach's challenge, 96-83. 3 minutes remaining here before we send you to the west for Perth and Cairns. Robertson coming over the top. The important part is here that the foul was called on Makwatch Malawatch, not on Tyler Robertson.
Yeah, right there. I just feel that right arm coming down on his left arm. Yeah.
So an unsuccessful challenge is the result there.
On the way up on the right arm. Time.
So they did get that free swing at the end, the Sydney video coordinator, and doesn't fall their way on that occasion after the freebie earlier in the game.
Do you reckon if the coaches look at their video guy and he says, no, don't do it, do you reckon they go back and have a look to see if they were right after the game? You can't, can you?
It would not surprise me. I'm telling you, I would not do that job. There's no way. And the worst part is they're probably volunteers.
Yeah.
Or very lightly paid.
So Kendrick Davis, you see tonight, 35 points, the 5th highest scoring game of his career. Best of those coming against Tassie. That was last season, of course. He wasn't the King. His best game as a King, 38. Keeping him out there. He hasn't looked for his shot as much as we thought he might late here.
Back to 11.
There's still time.
It's not an unsportsmanlike like foul, score foul. White 7, hold 2.
So foul here on Johnson. Both teams in the bonus now. So they're going to go from free throw line to free throw line down the stretch here. It's going to be Makwatch Malawatch who will have these 2 free throw shots. What an impact he's made across the course of the season. Really versatile defender, highly athletic as well. His NBL 1 ball in Mackay in the north in the off-season.
Well, we said it before the game as well. He's, up from 11 minutes to nearly 19 minutes a game. And that's not something that it's just Gorge saying, let's see how this kid goes. He's demanded that. And he's played really good basketball and he's given them quality minutes, not just minutes for energy.
Well, he's earned their trust.
Yeah, he has.
And that's the really key factor with what he's delivering game in and game out. It's not flash in the pan type stuff from Makwatch Malawatch at this point. It's coming with regularity. Oh, that's an unorthodox way to get a tip in from David Johnson. How on earth did he make that work?
Did he grab the net? I don't know what just happened. That was really impressive.
He's an amazing athlete.
Really?
Yeah, he's an incredible athlete, is David Johnson. He was coming out of college when he went to the NBA Combine as well. So it's been the tale of his career. Davis with 35 in the game. Kings with an 11-point lead. 2 and a bit to play. Malawatch 3-ball. That would have killed it off. Tassie back the other way. Then lost it. Trying to put the move on. And here comes KD, the crowd willing them on. Craig on the run. He's fouled hard.
Well, let's have a look at this Amy replay. We spoke about David Johnson. Let's have a look how high he gets up. Oh, wow. His elbow's at the rim. That's impressive.
Maybe not how you draw a lob up.
No, it was different, but it went in.
Yeah. Well, it goes in because of that man's athleticism.
Don't need to paint pictures on the scorecard. Craig misses the first at the line. 98-87 with 2 minutes remaining. Kings trying to Killed this game off. Tassie trying to make a furious run late in the piece. Short-handed, Nomajuk Deng out with concussion the first 50 seconds tonight. Watnoy recycles it. No Daly, no Goodrick, no Cooks tonight for Sydney. No Bryce Hamilton down the stretch for Tassie here either. Kendrick Davis, 37 in the game for KD. He is within striking distance of a new career high.
Well, Sean Bruce has just come to the bench. They wouldn't, would they? Are they taking him out?
I think it is coming.
Better not.
I think he will know.
No way.
I feel like KD's the type of player who will know exactly where he's at in terms of scoring and relative to his career as Ben Air misses. Kendrick Davis glances at the bench.
No, it's not. It's okay.
It's for Tyler Robertson. I'm not sure that would have ended well if it was for KD.
We've come this far. We've come this far.
And chances this is a 3 right now for KD.
And let's be honest, it is a good thing that he is still out there with a chance to get a new career high. He's got 37 in the game, 6 of 11 from outside, 14 of 23 from the field, 8 assists to go with it. Such an electric scoring presence is Kendrick Davis for the Kings. He's going to wind the clock down, get into his rhythm, put it on the floor. He's fouled on the way through. KD will have a go at the line to tie his career high with 39. Hopefully we get more fireworks like this in the second leg of our doubleheader tonight. The Perth Wildcats and the Cairns Taipans coming your way.
80% free throw shooter. He's making both of these, Jace.
100%. Goal from you two. So equal Kings career high now for Kendrick Davis. Only once has he bettered it. It was his first season last year with Adelaide. 38 in the game. Make it 39.
You know he's going to say, what about 45 if you didn't take me out the end of the third quarter?
102-87. Thursday night doubleheader here in the Hungry Jacks NBL to kick off Pride round. Great to have you with us. Stick around for the Wildcats and the Taipans. As Johnson goes to the block on Bruce and puts that one home. 23 now for David Johnson.
He's had a really productive second half.
He'll take him flat here. He'll look for the foul because he'll want that. Exactly. There's his 40-piece coming.
Fouled at midcourt. Maybe not the way we thought he'd get there. But it feels like KD's going to get there nonetheless.
You better make these because there is a sub coming.
Oh, the drama. He better make one.
So the sub on the shooter here.
Might miss the second on purpose.
Exactly. If he misses the first, he would.
5 of 5 tonight. New career high for KD. He is trying to keep himself right in the thick of that MVP conversation. 40 points. The best of his NBL career. He misses the second and keeps himself out there. He's playing the game. And we love to see it. Bannon thumps it down at the other end. And now they'll get that sub.
You know what? When I see a 40-piece and what I love, 23 shots.
And the Kings bench, they love to see it as well, Brad.
It is good. But it's not like from 35 shots, Jace.
Nah,
you know what I mean? It's
really
a quality, minimal shots to a degree to get that. Brilliant game to go with his 8 assists.
Magnificent performance from Kendrick Davis. We all know what he's capable of. He's delivered in a big way tonight with a new high watermark for his time here in the NBL. And he becomes the 4th player to have a 40-piece this season, joining QJ Peterson, Jack McVeigh, and the man whose name need not be mentioned, the man from the Adelaide 36ers, Bryce Cotton. Marshall from the corner, trying to finish it off on a positive note for Tassie. They'll take a big toll out of this game. The Kings will take the win. Sean Bruce with one for the road. And the Sydney Kings extend their winning streak to a 4th consecutive game. They stay in the hunt for a top 2 spot and get it done. 105-94. Another big win for the Kings. And they continue to round into some very impressive form at the business end of this season.
Really good win. I mean, Tassie actually fought really hard that second half to stay in the contest and just hang around, but Sydney came in, business, got the job done.
No surprises for our Foot Locker player of the game. Kendrick Davis with a 40-piece, a new career high tonight.
Yeah, I think they can be very happy with the way they've played. Of course, we look back now, of course, when you lose the players they've got, they're down, they're out. But Sydney still had to win that game, and they did a good job.
Indeed they did. They get it done by 11 in the end, the Kings. 105-94. We will wrap it all up on the other side of this.
Before you take off, I mean, what a game, man. Put your hands together and make some noise. They went to work for you tonight. Did their business here at home. And they just keep finding ways to stack up the W's. Of course, I'm here with this guy, my guy. KD is here. He's looking for shout-outs. Yeah, man, we'll shout the guys out.
I didn't know if I was going to play today. Sprained my ankle yesterday.
So the trainer stayed up all night with you. You sprained your ankle yesterday. KD not sure if he's going to play. Give a shout out to the training. Hey, come on over here. We got to give it to this guy. Come on, man. Come on, man. This guy right here getting KD ready. Hey, you might have just done, wait a minute. You might have just done too good a job. That was a 40-piece tonight.
Yeah, he's something else, KD.
Hey, man, thanks for having him, buddy. KD, how'd it feel?
Felt great. We lost to them 3 times. We needed this one, so thanks to the fans for coming out. But we're trying to win a championship for Sydney.
That's it. And hey, we got a game on Sunday. It is Pink Hoops. It is the doubleheader. Your old team coming to town, the 36ers. I'm sure you want all these people back out here for that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
You heard the man. Hell yeah, hell yeah. We got this one. Thank you, KD. Thanks everybody for coming out.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
The Sydney Kings got it done with real style and panache tonight. 105-94 against a spirited Tassie JackJumpers team led by the indomitable Kendrick Davis with 40 points, a new career high for the Sydney Talisman. 14 of 23 shooting.